Hi there. So today we're going to talk about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Right. Sex is not something physical alone. It is also something spiritual. This is why lots of women in our township have grave problems even getting married. And when they do get married, they struggle in their marriages because they have slept with so many men. They have been so promiscuous that they now walk around with the spirits of even the ancestors of those men that they slept with. And when you sleep with all these different men, it actually changes your DNA. So sex is not just physical, it is spiritual. Can you imagine the amount of baggage that you are walking around with? This is why it is so important for you to respect and love yourself. This is why a lot of men will sleep with you but will not marry you, because they feel the presence of all these other men, and this is why they have difficulty enjoying themselves and ejaculating when they have sex with you. So, if you are a young girl and you think it's exciting that all the boys are liking you right now, once you sleep with them, honey, they will want nothing to do with you. This is why it repeats itself over and over and over again. There are lots of girls that I have known in my own family. I have a niece that at the age of 13 or 14, she started sleeping around and she fell pregnant and she dropped out of school. And when I said to her, "Are you happy now that you have a baby?" "Oh yes, I'm very, very happy." Now, if she was so happy, how come now she's walking around and looking depressed, and when she doesn't know she's being observed? You know why? Because even if the mothers in our country, which is the result, they know that the girls are sleeping with blessers, which are old men, they are just grateful to get that a packet of groceries every week or whatever. It is so wrong. It is very, very wrong. First of all, young girls should not be sleeping with old men. Secondly, young girls should realize their value, their worth. They should realize how important they are. Why are they allowing these old men to come and dump what they don't want, their refuse within them? This also changes the DNA in a person, because now inside of you, you have got something that belongs to somebody who's got their own baggage. This is why these people become, these girls become nasty, because they take the nastiness, the spirituality of those old men, those nasty people. I don't know why these girls think they should be so proud about the fact that they have a boyfriend like this and like that and they're sleeping with this one. It's actually a disgrace. It is something that is in certain religions is just unacceptable. It is not accepted at all. Men will not marry women that come with all this baggage, that come with all these spirits of these other men. So it feels at the end of the day that they are sleeping with just another man because of all the men that these women have slept with. It becomes a terrible thing. It actually becomes something quite embarrassing. And then they wonder why the men would leave them and marry somebody else, because somebody else maybe has slept with less men than that one. The fact that, first of all, it's not just HIV that you're catching, or right now it's COVID-19 that you will catch. You will also catch a lot more. And will you be able to handle all the spirits? You can go to a witch doctor and try and Fembering only takes it out on the outside. What about what is inside? How are you going to take out all this baggage that's inside that you're walking around with? Why do you think some men, when they look at you like you're just a piece of dirt? They cannot respect you. And this is why, even with myself, when men think that it's a matter of just once, darling, really? That's what you do with a prostitute. It's just once. You know that? You don't go back there. So really, that is an insult. Any man that can say to me, just once, shows me exactly what he is. He's really low class. He does not even know what he's talking about. So, you see, you too should realize that these men will use, abuse, and reject you, and they'll marry somebody else. Have you not noticed all your friends that fell pregnant and they thought they were the greatest? They would talk bad about their ex-girlfriend who had a baby. The minute they fall pregnant and have a baby, the man moves on. Because now what you have done is you have belittled yourself. You have lowered yourself to that standard. And then there's those women, of course, who turn around and fall pregnant so the men can stay with them. It doesn't last, darling. You can never force somebody to stay with you when they don't want to stay with you. So can you wake up? Take the necessary precautions, respect yourself sufficiently, realize that you can't have 4 different children from 4 different men. What does it say about you? And then you call somebody like myself, who was married and had a husband, you call me a bitch? Honey, who's the bitch between you and I when you got 4 children from 4 different men? So you realize that sex is not just something physical. It is a lot more than that, because you also start to take the habits of these people. You start to behave exactly like the same people you hate, because they subject you sexually, to all sorts of things that humiliate you. You then start to humiliate the people with whom you live. It's a disgrace. How can you? And you don't even realize that the more you hated it being done to yourself, yet you are now doing it to your children and the people you cohabit with, which is the people you reside with. Start to become more cognizant. More cognizance means start to take more note of the things that you are doing, which are just not right. Be careful. You don't want to bring something you cannot handle. Suddenly when you get, taken over by the moment, because you just lost concentration on something, and the mood takes you, you start to behave just like these men that you sleep with, or these women that you sleep with, and you bring it to your wife because you are sleeping around all over the place, and you take all this and you give it to your wife, the person that has born your children. Think again. You do not want, this is why your wife does not enjoy sex with you a lot of the time, is because you have picked up so much junk along the way, and you are bringing it and taking it into your marital home, into your bed. Become more aware, really. Nothing is just physical. Everything is spiritual. It starts in the mind. If you are now deleting texts, it shows that you are cheating, because even if you haven't slept with somebody, the fact that you can be deleting these texts shows that you have an intention to cheat. And when you have an intention to cheat, you've already cheated. That is the majority of whatever it is. It happens in the mind. The intent is great, and there is an amazing power in deliberate intent. Whether it is the intent in cheating, whether it is the intent in stealing, there is an amazing power in that. That is how you succeed. When we have an intent and we want to manifest something big, we use the amazing power of deliberate intent. We deliberately intend certain things, and when we intend those things, the repercussions are the result that we create a lot of money. So you must stay very, very mindful about all the people that you are busy giving a part of yourself to. All those men that you sleep with, all those women that you sleep with, you are giving them a part of yourself to them. You may not realize it. It's more than just physical. Forget it. It's spiritual. So a lot of people are now walking around with your spirit, with your energy, with your ancestors, and with a lot of other ancestors that you have picked up along the way, which were not yours. Can you imagine? This is why you struggle getting married, you struggle being in a marriage, you struggle being in a relationship, you struggle in your jobs, because you have all these spirits. These are all energies. Energies don't die, honey. They don't die. Can you wake up to them? You can try as much as possible, to get rid of all that. No, you are going to work through it one thing at a time. The best thing for you to do is to stop sleeping around, so that you can start working through certain of your behaviors. Why you suddenly snap when you shouldn't. Why you have you lack communication skills and you're very irritable. You got to work through all that. You got to learn your communication skills. If there's no communication skills, there's no relationship. If there's no relationship, there's no reason for you to stay on. Why are you busy going out and looking for what you can find in your house? You can build yourself up in your house with your spouse. Stop looking for it outside. Stop thinking that everything outside there is so much better. If it's not good here, it's not going to be so much better out there. And in the process, you belittle yourself. Because every single man in the street now can point a finger and say, I have had that one, because that's how proud they are in their conniving ways. They think it's great to mislead all sorts of women that they've slept with, because those women were at that time unconscious. But once those women wake up to the reality of who those men are, they realize those men are not worth anything. And the same happens with those women that think they are so great, they best to become so proud because they are sleeping with this one and that one and that one. And at the end of the day, honey, you are just not respected. You are not appreciated. Nobody wants to marry a second-hand something. Start to love yourself enough to respect yourself, because if everything starts with you, if you don't respect yourself, you cannot expect others to respect you. If you don't love yourself, you can't expect to find love. If you don't appreciate yourself, nobody's going to appreciate you. If you cannot validate yourself, nobody's going to validate you. Whatever you do, realize that it has repercussions, it has consequences. Look around you and see how many women have children from so many different men. And are they married? Nobody wants to marry them. I mean, some of us are not married by choice because we just can't find men that are good enough, that would actually fill the position of becoming a spiritual leader, somebody that can teach somebody a lot of things mentally and spiritually, somebody that has got the financial backup, because we don't want to now start paying, little kindergarten fees here. No ways. Some of us love and respect ourselves and our dignity too much to just go sleeping around. Whether you're a man or a woman, love yourself enough not to give of your spirituality, and you don't know where it's going to end up and with who. My name is Inalda George Antonio, and I am from the Kingdom of Eswatini. I share because I care. Thank you for stopping by. Namaste. Love always, kisses, hugs.